Hello, welcome to the Awakening Spiritual Gifts broadcast. So good to be here. Today we are streaming at a few different locations. You are welcome to leave any comments or questions, anything that you have. You can just put it here and it's going to show them wherever you're at. So we're coming at you at YouTube or at our YouTube channel, as well as our Developing Your Spiritual Gifts and our Intuition Gym Facebook page. So lots of places, lots of fun going on. I do have a couple other, I have a few questions that I was not able to get to yesterday from a few of the viewers that we had in, I've got a couple different groups, which if you're interested, I can totally give you the invitation here, let you know what they are. But I do have a Facebook group where it's totally free. It's just a group where we can connect to like-minded individuals. It's called The Awakening, basically what this is called. Anyway, we've got a free Facebook group. If you're not part of that, you can totally join that. It's a free Facebook group called Awakening Intuition, Spiritual Gifts, and Purpose, where we just have discussion. And I also go live there every week as like an extra bonus on Tuesday. So if you want double whammy, and also as our part of our membership in the Intuition Gym. So if you're not familiar with that, that's where we dive in deep. There's a whole library vault of classes and courses, and we have weekly coaching where I get to work with individuals, and we have an amazing community there. So if you're interested, check that out. But let's go ahead and get started. Again, just a reminder, you can ask questions here before, during, or after the show. So if you wanted to email in or even message, or you can just comment here in future, like if you're watching the replay, you can even comment a question in the replay and we can get to it on the next one. So good. We got some viewers. Hello. Let me know if the sound and everything is coming through okay, because I am on my new computer. I was having some technology issues a few weeks ago, and I finally got a new computer, and it arrived. So this is only the second one I've done. So let me know if you can hear me okay. I would love it. Just give me a thumbs up or say, yes, I can hear you. Just let me know that the sound is doing good. So I'm going to go over here really fast and get, I meant to have this question pulled up. So we're going to start today too by looking at, okay, good. Still good. Thank you. I love having you guys here. Yes, Wednesdays are my busy day, so I'm not as prepared. I'm sorry. Let me pull up some of these little things on my document here. But I'm going to start the broadcast here. We're going to just kind of take a look at the energy of the day and see what's going on around us. It's kind of fascinating to see yesterday's. I'm curious, what are you guys feeling? What's coming up for you in your life right now? Are you seeing some patterns, experiencing things, maybe a little bit more emotions, heightened intensity, feeling yesterday when I looked at some of it, there was a lot of like a great purge kind of energy where it's just things just wanted to come out and to get cleared up. And it was really fun to hear how it actually was even manifesting in the physical world, where a lot of people were even having urges to purge or like organize their house, sell things. So it can show up physically. It could show up like emotionally. It also can show up with things that just like you're sick of experiencing. Like, hey, you know what? I'm done with this. I want to be purging it. I want it done out of my life. I want it over with. And so that can also be another way it shows up. So hello. Okay, good. So let's do, I've got all my questions pulled up, and let's look at I'm going to pull out my notebook and we're going to draw some of the energies right now. Like I said, yesterday, I definitely saw some of that purge energy. Oh, I love this. Like right on. Thank you, Nicole. That was right on cue. Still feeling the purge. I've been cleaning my house. Yes, I have been too. That actually, there was a little bit extra sound. I haven't moved my computer into the other room yet, so it's still just in this this room. And so I had someone helping me clean my house and deep clean because it was like giving me anxiety. I wanted things cleaner than I had time to make it. So I had a cleaning lady here that was finishing up. So definitely that purge energy is still sticking around. Oh my goodness. In fact, it has a little bit of, this is kind of funny. There's a little bit more intolerance in the energy today. So it's like this purge, but then this intolerance energy is like amplifying it even more to really be done with it. Just being like, that's it. It's just, I'm intolerant of things the way they are. And it could be anything, relationships, home, situations, like I'm done. So it's building an intolerance in intolerance. It's like INTOL. So let's see what else is going on with that energy. Yeah, it could definitely create some of the moodiness. Also some ramped up emotions, and I'm almost seeing it coming down through kind of the collective, a lot of like emotions coming down through the ears, which is interesting. It's kind of like the things that you're hearing, but it's bringing emotions. And so if you find yourself a little bit more emotional, or even, goodness, like the word that just popped in was volatile. So if you're like more emotional and you don't understand why, and it's just like that kind of energy, that's what's accompanying the purge today. Wow, good to know. This is going to be so lots of patience, a lot of mercy, a lot of grace with yourself and others as you're navigating that. And then, of course, I would like to ask the question, just because that energy is there doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen for sure. We are agents unto ourselves. We absolutely have choice and agency. And these energies and these things that are challenging are opportunities to learn to grow. So some of the ways to support you during this time would be things like not resisting some of it. If you resist it, or you think, no, don't think that way, don't feel that way, then the energy is going to want to get louder to have you pay attention to it. So if you just look into it, almost lean into it, listen to it, it can help diffuse it faster. Really, like when you go through these cycles, avoiding anything just makes it worse. So if you can lean into it a little bit more and just understand it and be more compassionate and have a lot of grace and stuff, then it can help swing it out of the cycle faster. And because we are all tied together as part of this collective energy, when we are all working on ourselves and doing this in a better way, and then it's going to also be a beautiful way to serve mankind and serve all of us for going through it a little faster and a little more gracefully. So, it could be opportunities to learn to have more patience, be more forgiving, surrendering, letting go of things, not holding so tight to the way you want things to be. It's just, nope, let's just be done, let it go, move up. It's part of our plan. There's a lot of fast energies in the air right now too. I'm sure you guys are feeling that. It almost looks like a storm with like little lightning strikes. It comes in, it kind of swirls around, kind of spirals with like these little lightning strikes. And as it strikes, it picks up things. Like, that's not okay. It's like a purification thing. Something here is out of alignment. Zap it. This thing over here is out of alignment. Add some energy here. So it's just like applying these extra things that are asking to be healed faster. And that's kind of the intolerance too, right? It's like that. Oh, that's not good. That's out of alignment. That's an untruth. That's an injustice. And then it just creates some of this uproar with the lightning. Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving to hear some of these comments. Alicia, thank you. Explained so much for you. Yeah, and your kids. Yeah, oh my gosh. I'm seeing it with my kids. This is all very helpful for me too, because sometimes I don't check the energy until I see and sense it, but sometimes I don't put words to it until I'm on these lives. And I love this, Nicole. Yep. So feeling so done. That's a great way to put it. And Natalie, love it. My neighbor asked to use her truck. I'm like, no, boundaries. Yes. Oh, intolerant about my boundaries being crossed. Yes. So you may come across as a little more feisty than usual. People will be like, whoa, what's going on? You're like, nope, it's just because I'm done. This is good to realize. We're also seeing this, in our own personal lives and in our country and in the world and things that are going on and social media. Like we definitely are seeing this. So, alrighty. Let's get to some of these questions that we have. And for you guys, I would love for you can totally, just like I said, put things in the comments, which I'm super glad. Whoa, sorry, I don't know why my throat. Pause. I have my water right here. I'm still here. Can you hear me? Hold on. Get my water. I'm wondering, who was I picking up on something? Love it. Okay, you know what? We're going to actually start with doing some breathing. That is one thing that's been coming up a lot lately. People kind of are holding their breath, like what's going to happen? What's next? Like, so if you're watching, let's breathe together, shall we? Let's just take a few inhales and exhale. I love you, and just imagine just like that breath, you're receiving it in through your mouth, but you can even like receive the light and the breath through your third eye, even through the crown. It's like receiving all that good, yummy love and light, exhaling it, just marinating it in the heart, and then exhaling, making sure that you're also just like swirling it in your stomach and then releasing it all the way down. Okay, woo, that feels so much better. That was definitely for many, many people. Okay, this is weird. You know what? I have never done this on a live before, but this is coming in really strong. So obviously, anytime I do anything, I do verbalize this often, but agency is so important. Like, I don't look at energy. I'm not going to like invade privacy unless I have permission and you want me to. That's what you're asking questions is a form of permission. So right now when I'm going to share these things, you absolutely have agency to say yes to receive them or no. But I almost feel like we're doing a little bit of a group healing, and I'm getting some images for the group. So the first thing that was coming was that breath work, right? Like, let's just kind of breathe out. Feels like there's just heaviness. There's like even words that we're wanting to say, or venting, or expressions, crying emotions that are wanting to come out. And I'm feeling a lot of heat and pressure for the eyes. And like I said, this is for the group. Like, this is not just for one person. And so let's, there's a lot of this heat and pressure. And I'm also seeing, a little bit of even pain. I'm curious, like if we have people on here with eye strain or headache, but it feels very like just tired eyes. It also has elements of, all right, like literally we're almost going into a session right here. The eyes have fatigue in them. I want to add the word weariness. It's getting weary, and symbolically looking at the eyes, it's a lot of weariness around things that you're seeing in your life, seeing around you, probably seeing in the news, probably seeing social media. It's just like, like I just want it to lift off because there's such a weariness and heaviness in the eyes. There's also a little bit of heat, telling me there's a little bit of like the crying, like when you cry and your eyes get really hot and kind of stinging. There's some of that energy that's stuck in the eyes. And it's also creating kind of like this cloudiness with feeling like a lack of clarity and a lack of vision and knowing how to move forward and what to do next. That's actually the bigger, stronger question. Like this question of just like, what do I do next? Where do I go? What do I do? I see even a lot of prayers that might be going up, like praying and just being like, Father, like, like tell me what to do and I'll do it. Like, just as you're praying, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Hold on one second. And so I see a lot of like willing hearts and willingness, like just willing to do what it is, but just not knowing what it is. And part of this is some of that cloudiness that's coming in. Okay, there's some emotions that are tied to this. So there's kind of some negative emotions around, let's see, we've got disappointment, discouragement, maybe a feeling of failure or like expectations not being met. So maybe you looked forward to something. Another way to phrase this would be like an overjoy, like you were excited about something and then it didn't turn out the way that you thought. You thought something was going to be better. You thought it was going to be happy or whatever it is. Thought something was going to be better, but it wasn't. So there was that little drop in expectation. There's that part of it. Okay, I'm also sensing some despair. There's like desires of the heart that like deep desires of the heart where it's like just wanting this extra love, healing, support, belonging. These are the words that are coming up. And like I said, this is a session for all of us here. Just wanting to feel some of that connection and hope and faith and light. Like the heart is just asking for some of these things. Oh, okay, I'm loving the comments here. Keep them coming. Yep, felt it yesterday. Definitely resonate with it. And a drop in expectation. Yeah, it's kind of like, yay. Like, so, and it just brings all of those emotions. There's a whole cluster of them on the heart, that disappointment, discouragement, that despair, just let down. It's another way to phrase it. Oh, okay. So we're going to release some of those emotions and then also connect to the, it's almost like I'm seeing a path that we've got to reconnect to, and a path with hope and faith. Like, let's restore some of that hope and faith. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to write down these words. I'm going to cry. And joy. There's a lot of willingness to endure, but we don't just have to endure hard things. Like even when you go through these times of loss of expectation, like right, that weariness, that drop, that despair, discouragement, like that can all feel very heavy and drop us lower. But how can we feel joy and hope and faith even amidst all of that, right? Like how do we live in this other place? And so that's it's almost like I'm seeing this wave of like a I'm so using this term for future. It's a joy train. Like I'm seeing like happy and joy and hope and faith. It's like choo choo. Like we're gonna hop on the joy train because we're gonna enjoy this life and we're gonna enjoy these experiences. We are blessed. We are, especially for those that are Christians and like looking back. I mean, all the way back through like biblical times, that there has been revelations and people talking about the era that we're in right now, right? Like things are definitely speeding and wrapping up. And what this is like so much of a reminder for myself too, but what an honor it is for us. This is exciting. This is like getting put inside the most exciting movie and you get to be part of it. It's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I almost feel like, part of this joy train, which is like this path that I can see us just like connecting to, that it weaves in and out of all of our experiences. So it's like, okay, I'm going to go over here and through my, like all this, things breaking down. My fridge is leaking. My washing machine is leaking. Like I just had my computer break down. I'm having all these things. It's like, but I'm seeing, so stuff like this, even, how can my joy train travel through? Like, that's the new thread that weaves through my life experiences. Whether it be relationships, money, financial, business, children, whatever, health, your physical body. Like, it just feels like, let's just weave this joy train through the muck that we're going through. And another image I'm kind of getting here is like, what's going to happen? Like, can we hop on the joy train and be like grabbing our popcorn and being like, well, this is exciting. This is not how life was before, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Whoa, this is, something new, something different. It's changing every day. Holy cow. And the moment I think that it can't get any worse, there's something new that pops up. Like, do you guys ever find yourself looking around like, is this for real? Like, what I'm seeing in Afghanistan, is this for real? Like, can this really be happening? What I'm seeing with the, vaccine passports, really? Like, I saw these clips of people not getting food in France because they don't have vaccine passports. Like, are we really withholding food from people? I'm just like, are we fighting over these things? Like, it's just a difference of opinion. Like, so it's like, what is going on? And so it's like, yes, the worst drama movie, but it's, yeah, I love that. A lot of injustices being done. The worst drama movie, but real. Yes. Okay. I'm loving this too. Oh yes. Feeling gratitude to be alive. Like, it's like grabbing popcorn and being like, well, I wonder what's going to happen next. Whoa, I didn't see that one coming. But like, I'm kind of making light of it, but that's really what a joy train can look like. We are part of some really cool times. The amount of even symbolism and the things going on in our stars and our planets and the time and the higher frequencies and the vibrations that are coming onto this earth that are just like, I'm not going to use that word because it was so trending. I was going to say unprecedented, but I'm not saying that. I hate overused words. If it's trendy, I usually just abort. Like, I don't like a trendy word. What's another word? I don't know. That's the word that I wanted to say, but it's just so new. And so we've never experienced this before. And we're just in this, like, instead of having, we're really kind of moving from the masculine, the divine masculine, or the masculine structures of society, of like the doing, and, especially like the beginning, like industrial revolution. And it's all about, growth and like like technology and growth and advancement, a lot of doing, and how do we work more efficiently and set up our societies and everything, just like that doing. And really, we've been flipping to the being, which is more that divine feminine healing in all of us, of how can we tap into the spirituality, what matters more on the inside versus just the external, checklists that we get done. Who are you as a person and the being? And the only way to actually heal the world and to heal the actions and the outer actions is to heal the heart and to heal the inner. The inner world comes first before the outer. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. And that's what we're going to connect to with that. I'm just going to call it the joy train. And that includes everything: happiness, joy, hope, faith, trusting, that love, that companionship, like all those things are just really yummy and delicious to the soul. Like, that's what is on this strand that we're going to weave through. Okay. And let's see on the nine emotions. So, okay, good. Like, let this be done. This is the new, we're going to just kind of marinate in this new frequency. Can you guys feel it as I talk about it? That joy, that faith. When we talk about faith and having the term faith to move mountains, okay, that's like a phrase we hear, but what does it really mean? That is making the faith and the trust in the process of whatever's making the faith greater than the evidence in your face, or greater than the fear of what could be. You guys might have heard me say this before, but it's to make our faith in God, faith in our God, greater than the fear of whatever ails us, right? It's like whatever stands in front of us, whatever our mountain is, make your faith bigger than that. And so what that means is, whoa, this whole thing just happened, and And I have no idea how I'm going to work through it, but I know I will. I know I will. And the moment you know you will, and you tap into that, I'm just that joy train. It has all those really marinating energies there. But the moment you sit in that, then that energy actually is the energy that then moves the mountain. Or stick with the train analogy, builds a tunnel right through it. Like, boom. What mountain? What mountain, right? It's that David and Goliath. He goes out there with a slingshot, telling all the people, like, what? Why are you guys afraid? He's like telling his people, why are you guys afraid? They should be afraid of us. Don't they know that they're going up against God's army? They're going down. We shouldn't be afraid. Like, they should be trembling. And he just goes out there, too little to wear armor, just out there with a slingshot. Boom. That level of faith. So whatever your giants or mountains are, we just take them out because we put our faith greater than the fear of whatever mountain it is. So that was who knew I was going to hop on that rail. Like the train. Okay, let's just feel that freedom, hope, faith. In fact, let's even just like interlock our intentions that you're not alone. We have each other. We have these abilities to rise up, and that we can collectively add to the faith. In fact, I would even invite you guys to just like join me in like adding in whatever energies. What are we going to load our train with? Okay, let's picture it. Like, what are we putting in it? Feel free. I want to hear the comments. Like, put what other things you want to put on it. What other emotions, or even what other thoughts? Are there any mantras? Are there any declarations, affirmations? What are we putting on our train? Let's load this puppy up, because it's going to be one massive, like, faith train. We could also call it faith train. I like that too. But like, let's add in and really build it. And then it's collective. And then it's all of us kind of strengthening each other, like helping to buoy each other up. I do. Oh, Natalie, I love it. Natalie is like, you're just so awesome. She was one of our founding members, I believe, right? Clear back from the beginning of the Intuition Gym. It's been such an honor to see you just rise this last year. So cool. Okay, so I'm seeing some stuff. We got bravery and purpose. What else are we going to put on our train? Ooh, I love that. Bravery and purpose. Purpose, knowing we were chosen to be here. That is I love the way you phrase that. We were chosen. You were chosen before you were even born. I love the, what is it? Like Jeremiah, what is it like? Chapter 1, first verse, like it's in the first few verses, but it's, talking about like, I knew thee before I formed thee in the belly. Like we were known and we were chosen, and we were asked and ordained before we came here to do and to be who we were created to be, so that we can do what we were created to do. And it's not just one thing, it's just part of our essence and our whole energy of it. Okay, anything else you guys want to put on? Oh, charity. Beautiful one, Natalie. Everyone is welcomed, loved, and seen. Beautiful. Seen. I love that. Like, I see you. Hey, welcome. I love you, and I see you. Ooh, I love this one. Nicole added integrity, create, and train. Love it. Knowing who we are and being who we came here to be. And also creativity and play. Yeah, I love integrity. This has been kind of a mission of mine. And I think it started even as a young child. Like I would kind of stretch the truth sometimes. My mom, I remember one time there was like a little family lesson on honesty, and they showed me this little like hairy monster, and there was like a little art thing like cut out, and it had little legs. Did anybody ever see this? It's in that little magazine when we were little. But they tried to teach me this lesson about lying, and at first the lie is little, but the more you let it go on, and if you add to it, it's like adding legs, and then it becomes this big lie. And I remember I didn't purposely lie, but it would just be to avoid getting in trouble or to make myself appear better than I wanted to be. So it's been kind of like this mission that drives me. Like I want to be a person of integrity and so aligned with what I see, what I think, what I feel, and what I do, making them be whole and be one. And it takes some courage, man, to look at those hairy parts of yourself, like the the shadow parts and to be real and really honest and accountable for some of those things that are not aligned. You want them to be, that maybe and I won't be. So I love that. Creativity and play. Those are some huge keys for finding joy. So thank you, Nicole. Caroline, yes, we are part of God's army and he will be victorious. Kate, I love this. If you almost think of it this way, like being victorious, that means it's already done. It's already won. Why the heck do we need to worry about it? It's done. Light wins. Light wins over darkness every time. Every time. Yes, we can get, beat up sometimes. We can get bruised. We can get knocked down a little bit, but we can strengthen us. And light always wins. It's an Invictus poem. My head is bloodied yet unbound. Bloodied yet unbowed. Like I can stand. And because we are the masters of ourselves. Okay, let's see. Stand. Oh, sink. We thought the same thing here. Stand and be unmoved by other influences. Yes, that is to be immovable. Love, love, love it. With that level of courage and faith. So good. So good. Okay. All right. Let's just end with another deep breath. Let's just inhale and receive all of those good things. In this moment of choice, this is where we choose to be. This is the stance that we choose to have. This is the feelings. This is how we choose to feel and believe and know and act. This is it. Okay. Feeling that. And exhaling all those other strands and all those emotions that we acknowledged. They can't even hold on to you anymore. I want to just share with you a visual that's really great with any of this kind of clearing work that you do. When you are vibrating at a really, really high frequency, think about like these things that we may be working through are lower frequency. Okay, they have a lower density. They're heavier, they're more dense. And so the higher frequency you can be, those things can't even, it like goes right through you or you go right through them. It's just like, boop. They can't stick to your body. They can't stick to you anymore. It just goes right through because you're vibrating so fast that it just moves through. Okay. I love that. That's one of my favorite things with clearings. Just vibrate higher, like be higher frequency than, and that's to make the faith greater than the fear of something, right? Make your frequency higher than anything that comes your way. And it totally you can go through it anyway. Oh, you're welcome. I love this. Sending love. Thank you for reminding me I have a choice. We do. And sometimes the choice isn't easy and sometimes it's scary and sometimes, but you have a choice. And these opportunities are our experience and our learning grounds, man. This is our obstacle course to learn how to strengthen those muscles. Because that's all they are muscles that we have to continually choose, continually use, strengthen. Do it once, do it again. Do it again, do it again. Like, there we go. That's how you strengthen those muscles and add to our train. I'm thinking like now it's like growing. It's like a bigger train. It's just going to be stronger and stronger. Love it, love it. Okay, let's do some of the readings and answer some of the questions we have today. I had a few from yesterday and I'm loving it because I actually see some of the people on live here. So sweet. I love that. So Natalie, let's start with you. And then I'll even go to, I think I saw someone up here ask. Okay, I'm going to write the names. We've got Alicia, I see yours up here. And Aubrey about spiritual gifts. Okay, let's see, spiritual gifts. And I see Amy Earl around personal or business. Okay, so love it. Okay. All All right. So, and then I've got these other ones. I'm going to just kind of just keep going through. I'm going to try to get to as many people as possible. And I love having you guys here. I mean, I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but I know for me that whenever I work or when I'm looking at one person, I'll tell you what, like guarantee it's usually helping somebody else or some of the insights for someone, or even as I'm giving insights to people, that's always fascinating that like, I kid you not, it happens all the time. I'll ask prayer, like in my prayers, I'll be asking about something or I'll be working through something. And then I always have people show up or I have clients or topics come up. And as it's coming right out of my mouth, I hear this little voice in my head that's almost like, this is for you too, Martina. Like I'm getting answers to my questions in life as it comes out when I'm serving others. So I think that goes for most of us. All right, Natalie, since you're here, let's go to this. We're going to look at like the foot. You had something on your foot. And so let's just look at the energy of that and see. Okay, first of all, what I would recommend is to pull up a reflexology chart, which of the foot. Okay, so the foot reflexology, and it feels like that spot on your foot, I can see it going up and it's connected to something else, like maybe some of the organs in your body or something, but there's something out of whack somewhere else in your body, but it's just popping and it's showing up on your foot to bring you to bring it to your consciousness. Then once you figure that out, looks like there's going to be some emotional things there to clear out. And there's something about forgiveness. So I would do some forgiveness work, and that is to forgive others and forgive yourself all around, whatever that is. So look at the reflex chart, see what organ is there, see what meaning it has, and then do some forgiveness work around that topic for forgiving yourself for things. It can even be things like if it's a boundary thing, you can actually forgive yourself for allowing that boundary to be crossed. Because really that is true. Like when we allow it, then it feels violating to ourselves still. And so we can forgive ourselves for that. We can forgive other people for that. But I'm really excited because it actually feels like there's something for you to learn. Like this process is going to teach you something and you're going to learn through it. So, yes, you already got that one. Yep, Natalie. Yep, this one's for Natalie. So it's your lungs. I'll pull that up. Okay. Well, way to go. Even looking at that. That's kind of what it felt like to me, like on the foot where I'm seeing it. If this were the foot, these are the toes. This is like the little ball of the foot. This is like the heel. I'm kind of seeing it more in that area right there, which can be a lot of the lungs. And that's awesome. So forgiveness work. Forgiveness for holding that breath in, forgiving the experiences and the people and the things around you that made you feel like you couldn't breathe and you couldn't have the freedom to expand your chest and to exist and to take up space. All of those things are part of that. Love it. And I'm sitting here breathing like big, deep breath in. Okay, very cool. And as always, I would love totally post that in the intuition gym once you figure out like the process and some of the things. That'd be a fun thing to share with people on how you realize that. Very cool. Oh, is it? Oh, Natalie, that's probably why it felt like it was a journey for you to take, is it was bigger than you thought it would be. Love you. Sending you lots and lots of love. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, the next person I'm going to actually go to really fast is Ashley. I'd love to know what I need to do next to heal my liver and gallbladder. We're kind of starting with some physical things. That's funny. So liver and gallbladder, and even with the chaos of these organs, or when the chaos of these organs started. Okay, so let's look to, let's look at this. Let's look at the, okay, so Ashley, and I'm seeing some things here actually when you were younger. I want to say like early teens and even into teenage years. And there's something about like resentment. Like there's some experiences there that feel very much like, I can't believe that happened, or I can't believe you did this to me. And it feels like there was something hard there, but it was feeling a little bit of like this bitterness and resentment that was just like a seed was kind of planted. It wasn't really a seed. It looks more like a goop, like it was like a goop that was like a chewed up piece of gum, goopy energy that was like placed in there. And so, and that's fascinating because the symbolism, or if you think about what texture that has, is if it's goopy, more like gum, that means it's kind of sticky. So that means it might be a little bit more difficult to get rid of, because it's not just like, oh, let me pull this out. It's like it's sticking to things and stretches to other parts. So I would definitely think that's why it's liver, gallbladder. It's kind of just sticking, kind of going different places. And it's going to create, like, that healing is going to be extra layered. I wish I had more time to dive into the sticky energy in the intuition gym. I do have I talk about some of the different types of energies in the Powerful Empath course, and that one, a sticky energy, like there's some specific things like that you can do. But let me at least leave this with you. If you liken it to real life, like, what would you do to get rid of gum? If you have gum in your hair or gum stuck all over you, what kind of things do you do to get rid of it? And how can you do that energetically or even through visualization to get rid of it? Maybe it's a layered process. Maybe it's whatever it might be, but you're totally an intuitive, like, skilled individual. So I know that you'll be able to come up with some things, but hopefully that symbolism and that visual will help you create order out of it and understand why it's been such a tricky, little difficult thing to get rid of. Like, yeah, that's like sticky, and it's been there a little while, and it's almost like when you try to get rid of it, then it almost sticks to something else, and so it sticks to something else, and so it can kind of create a little bit of extra hang up for you. But good news is that I do see it as being a very valuable teacher for you to learn different things. So we can have gratitude for it and know that it's bringing you knowledge and education and skills that are higher than what you did before or have done before. So yeah, hopefully that helps. And, I do sessions with people. I do work with people. I know I don't normally talk about that, but I feel like if you did require some additional, that one's just a little bit trickier kind of energy. So sometimes it just requires a little bit extra support. So if that speaks to you, let me know. Also, too, as I'm doing these today, it's always one of my favorite things to let me know how it's resonating. Let me know what you're thinking, feeling, what's coming up for you. Like, totally let me know. All right, so I'm going to just kind of go, oops. Ooh, I'm loving these things. I meant to highlight your other one. Nicole, I want to thank you because this is awesome. She's going to add in some music to the train. Thank you. Our little joy train, faith train, whatever we want to call it, train. Like, we're going to add to our joy train and music. That is one of the best ways to tap into new frequencies. Beautiful. So thank you. So she's putting some music down below. Definitely check out some of those songs. That's exciting. I'm excited for me to check them out, add them to playlists, and listen to them. That'll be fun. Okay, let's come back up here to, I'm going to kind of go back and forth to one. I've got two more from yesterday I'm going to do, and then I've got some more today. So let's go to someone from yesterday, and then I'm going to go to a live person. So let's go to Alicia. Let's see if I can pull up your... Let's see if I can pull you up here. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can't pull it up, then I'll just, at least I wrote down in my notes. Okay, well, this one is for... Okay, this one's for Alicia. This is a general read. So this is Alicia Burke. I know you were up here somewhere. I don't know where, but I found you commenting here. Okay, so we're going to just pull you up here. So, I found it. Okay, Alicia, here we go. We're going to tell you, we're going to just do a little quick energy read for you. Let's see, a general read. Okay. So I'm seeing some of that, like I was saying, some of that purge energy. If you watch the beginning of this recording, when I'm talking about some of the energy of the day, so I'm feeling this energy of like you want to do something, change something. I'm actually seeing kind of some things coming down into your mind, into your eyes, like you're getting inspired to take certain actions. But here's the interesting thing. Oh my goodness, hold on. Whoa, there is a like shaky trauma energy that is coming in. I don't know. I mean, I'm not looking at that right now. I'm not looking at the source of it, but I just got to tell you that it is strong and it is there. This shaky energy is coming in, making it almost doubt things that you're knowing and seeing. It's also creating a lot of stress and anxiety about actually doing like moving forward on certain things. It's creating a little bit of fear. There's a lot of emotions. I'm seeing a lot of shallow breathing, and especially here, it's very shaky in the eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if you're getting any kind of vertigo or dizziness or even headaches because of this energy here. I definitely would encourage some trying to unravel some of that. Again, that's kind of a deep, like complex thing, but maybe there's some untangling or some journaling, some things that you could kind of separate out and try to identify the source of some of the trauma, and so that you can not attach the trauma reactions to what is actually happening. So let me just kind of give you an example of this. So let's say you have to, I'm just going to use this as an example because it's like the one that kind of popped in, like where I've kind of experienced this before, where I had to have a conversation with somebody, and it was going to be a really uncomfortable conversation because it was something that was important and it had to be said. But because of some of past trauma with having conversations with people where they got explosive or they blew up in my face, or maybe it was someone who had very volatile reactions and maybe they would like lose their temper with me. Heck, that even goes down into childhood. Like I love my dad, he passed away, but like I love my dad. We had a great relationship, but as a child, I was also kind of the target child of his temper, just because I would push his buttons sometimes. And so I had a lot of that just through my life, and then continuing to adulthood even. But so even though I'm trying to have a conversation with one person that may not be volatile, I'm having reactions like, oh my gosh, this is so scary. I'm going to get this, right? Like you can feel all that. Let's breathe that out. Breathe that out. You're safe. Like I would even just recommend trying to find some ways like I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm safe to express, and see if you can even journal and identify and untangle the trauma reactions from what it is that you're having to do or say or think or whatever right now. Yes. So I'm totally, look, we've even gotten to, this is for more than just you, even Alicia. So thank you for asking the questions. And if you could just do some of that, and then just be really gentle and kind and compassionate with yourself as you're navigating. And when I say that, like, don't be hard on yourself at all. Like if you're feeling guilty because maybe people around you are taking 10 steps and you're like, dang, I just feel like I'm falling behind because I'm only taking 2 steps. Well, your 2 steps might actually be harder than some people taking 10, because your 2 steps, you have all of this other stuff that was just kind of wreaking a little havoc in the system. So be patient with yourself and go, wow, I just made 2 steps. But really, like energetically, it was like 50. Like, let's celebrate what you did do and how you did it. So I love it. Okay, send in love on that. All right, I'm going to go to this one next because Elena's here, but this is actually from yesterday too. Hi, Elena. Yes, I'm still getting to yours. So that was some perfect timing. So good. Oh, and then I'm just kind of reading here too. Yeah, that'd be really interesting, Alicia, to kind of find some of the source of why it kind of rocks your world and kind of is shaking up some things for you right there. It just feels like it could be helpful to get some of the conscious awareness of it. Like if it's in the background creating havoc, so how can you bring it out, journal it, start to, work through it and separate some of the entanglement. So, okay, sending you love on that. So hi, Elena, let's go to you, my dear. Okay, 1 second. Just gonna clear off, reground for a minute. Okay. Elena, and I think it was, yeah, you just wanted to general, like, what does my energy look like today? So at the moment. Oh, this is fun. This like totally makes me want to like have a conversation with you. Like, what are you experiencing right now, Elena? Because I'm seeing some light coming in, and it feels like maybe you've taken not by choice. I'm going to rephrase this. It feels like you have been asked to kind of retreat into yourself and into your home. And it's like a way to kind of pull in and kind of think through things. You're kind of marinating your own energies and sort and listen. And I feel, and it looks like you've got some light that's coming in. Was that there before? I swear I might have even done an energy reading for you and something was there, but it feels like you're getting some instructions. Like it looks like you're going to be hearing, or maybe some like you're going to get some answers. You're going to get some direction. You're going to, no. Let me rephrase this. The Lord is going to be asking you for kind of some like your next step. And he needed you to kind of pull in so that you can sift. And it's not coming in strong. Like it's not going to be like, do this or else. So you don't have to get overwhelmed. Like it's going to take a lot of energy and stress you out and you don't know what it is all the way. It's not like that kind of thing. It feels very like a gentle invitation. And this energy is here and it's just inviting you. And it's kind of just like slowly coming down and like covering your ears. And you're just getting invited to listen to something. And it just feels like it's going to be part of whatever your message, your next messaging is, and your next steps to take in who you are and how you're going to be showing up in the world. So it's really cool, Elena. So love that. And April, yes, there were. I'm going to get to you next, actually. Well, I've got, I'm going to go back up here. I'm kind of going back and forth because I've got live and then also yesterday, but you're here live too. So I'm going to get to another live person and then I can come back. So we're going to go to Aubrey with spiritual gifts. Let's see if I can pull this puppy up. Where did you go, Aubrey? Ga, 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 ga. This is going to be fun. Okay, like I don't see your other comment, but I love this for spiritual women right now. Yeah, I love this. Yes. As I'm finding your little thing, like I remember, so my Warriors of Light program, the Light Plan and the Warriors of Light, they came in within about a year of each other. This was over 10 years ago. And I remember like telling people about it and people would be like, that's kind of a, like, what does light mean? And warrior, oh, that's a strong word. My mom even used to say like, well, maybe men would be drawn to that word, but not women. Like that doesn't fit. And I'm like, holy moly, you know what? My Warriors of Light back then was kind of weird to people, but I'll tell you right now, it's totally speaking to men, women. It's calling the spiritual warrior. Like that's kind of the energy right now, is combining those two energies. So kind of fun. All right, so let's look at this. Spiritual gifts for you. Let's look at this. Aubrey. There's something right now, just right off the bat, I'm seeing something with your throat and your voice. So there's something, maybe some words for you to be speaking more. There's something that is asking to come through you. And it feels, it comes down and it's almost even attached to some of the gifts of your hands and it like from your heart. And so like in the way that you serve people, it almost feels like I'm seeing you serving the one, like serving different people and being able to have a gift of being able to say what that person is needing to hear at that moment. Like, here, let me just love on you. And here's what is asking to, what they're asking to hear. Like their soul is asking it and you're listening and responding without even knowing it. Like, because it's just a gift of yours. It's like, and here it is. And it comes right out through my mouth. So that's definitely one. And then also too, some gifts of the heart with having and gift in the eyes and seeing where you can almost compassionately see and have these gifts and abilities to know maybe what it is that what they're struggling with. Like, oh, I know what you're struggling with. I know how you feel. It's like these gifts of compassion. Now, of course, our gifts can move through our spiritual senses. So our spiritual senses, there's like 10 of them. It can be eyes, hearing. Those things are not our gifts, but they can move through them. And so also just to remind anybody, if you have not gone through that, or if you're curious about learning more, you can totally there's a full training about the 10, your intuitive personality type, but also those 10 spiritual senses. And then our gifts work through them. And so there's a free training on the intuitiongym.com/senses you can check out. But yeah, so I love that, Aubrey. Beautiful gifts. And it feels like, I mean, there's more there for you, but it feels like that's something that's untapped and maybe you're not realizing the gifts that they really are. And so you've got to kind of look into that and own those gifts. And the more that you lean into your gifts, then the more others open up and expand. So, all right. Okay, Amy, let's go to you because you are right here. And then I'll scroll down to the bottom. Okay, personal or business read if you have the time. Let's just see which one comes up for you. Also too, I see a comment here, a question, Mitchell. Yes, we have our coaching today for our membership in the Intuition Gym. So yes, if you're a member of the Intuition Gym, yes, we have our call at 1. Okay, so let's go to Amy here. Oh yes, Aubrey, I knew you're in there. I do know that. But yeah, for anybody else that's watching about the spiritual senses, definitely. And that explains too why Aubrey immediately went to your gifts. It was like, oh, let me just tell you how the gift side work. But yeah, they move through. It's just such a common thing that it gets muddied. And so I love to kind of share that with others. All right, Amy, let's go to you, my dear. Okay, so Amy, I'm seeing that there are some very specific things that maybe you, it's funny because it's like the personal and the business, it's almost kind of swirling in kind of together, kind of one and the same. But what I'm seeing here is that there's kind of a focused energy that's kind of coming through your mind and through your eyes, and it's kind of coming down. And it feels like this is a season of like there's something that you're doing and that it's a season of work and like to get it done, to finish it up. Is it a project that you're working on? Finish your project. Are you working on something like, let's just hone in, focus it, get it done so that once it's done and then it can be like raised up on a platter and have it be able to serve. And I'm thinking too, because of the personal and the business and the way they both are showing up in that, I would actually apply that same energy to both aspects of your life. What in your personal life do you feel like you just have to like put your head down and just get to work on something? And where do you have that in your business? So it's just you have this gift of right now that you have been given this opportunity of that focus, keep your head down, just get it done, get it worked out. And it feels something like it's a preparatory thing. Like if you do that now and ride this energy out and finish up whatever it is, then it's going to lay the foundation for later. And so then you'll be ready for whatever the next step is. So if you avoid this, then later you won't be prepared and it'll leave kind of a weak foundation. So lean into that. I love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. And April, let's come to you, my dear. Awesome. Yes, you are the next one. So it's really kind of cool how I was answering these and the people were popping on as I was answering, even from yesterday's. Okay, yesterday I was asking for a journal read, and then you'll be the last one for me today because I do have to do a few things before my call at 1. And all right, so yesterday I was asking for a journal read, which I'm so good with, but after I got off the garage. Okay, let's see. Oh, flooding. Tied in energetically. Flood is. Do you guys remember when I said, what's this theme of flooding? And I have a leaky fridge and a leaky washing machine right now. They're like flooding out in front of on my floors. and I can't get a repair person and right now. So that's kind of fascinating. So let's see, maybe there's something for me here too. Okay, let's see. I'm also going to kind of just pose the question like general and then connection with the flood and see what there is. Okay, there are some emotional components on this. I'm also seeing some energetic ties with like your eyes, and it's almost like there's something that you're trying to hold in and like keep it together, and you're trying to hold in, and it's almost a like if you don't acknowledge some of this soon, then it's like a dam is going to break, and it's just going to feel like you're going to cry and not be able to stop, or these emotions are going to come out. Whatever the emotions are, it's just going to like pour out these emotions, and you won't be able to stop it. And so you're trying to kind of keep it in, but it's going to create a flood. If you can't dam these things, you can't like a dam, like a flood, or like a stopping water. You can't dam these things up, because then the dam might break, and then you have flooding. So I feel like this is just kind of a sign and a signal to you to really reflect on that, and to maybe ask yourself, how can I channel and express and release things in a healthy way, in a very put out your like water aqueducts, right? Your emotional aqueducts to send the water out or send the emotions out so that they don't dam up and build up too much intensity so they flood. Okay. So how can you express them? How can you release them? If there's someone that you've got to verbally process with, if you have a therapist or someone that you can just let some of these things out, journaling, crying, going for a run, listening to music, like let's find ways to let some of those things flood out or come out before it's flooding. So, okay, well, and that is probably very symbolic here too, about maybe not knowing where it's coming from. So I bet that there's some subconscious, some parts of yourself maybe that haven't been looked at. And so these emotions are welling up without even recognizing it. But yeah, take some time for you in quiet reflection. Quiet reflection on that. Flooding has a lot of, energetically, there's a lot of flooding type energy too, just in the air. Oh, let me remove that. Okay. So yeah, I'm really curious. Take some time for that. And I feel like the time for you to self-reflect, when I kind of said that at the end there, but that's going to be crucial and key, to look within, to listen to the quiet parts. Let yourself be alone. Let yourself be still. Let yourself look at those shadow parts and the parts that are trying to, no, it's okay, or whatever. Like, let's just look and not even have to talk through it necessarily, like having to go to external sources, like go within and find those hidden places that can flow. Okay. And man, I talked so much on the beginning. I'm like a blah, 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 blah today, but I'm going to just do one more. So I went a little long today, but that's okay. We had lots from yesterday and whatever. We did like a little mini healing session at the beginning of this, and the energy of the day. We've been really productive today. And I've been really productive in my business. Today's a productive day. I love that. I've been wanting that. Okay, Karen, we're going to look at you, my dear. Okay, let's see. Let's see what just comes up for you today to see. I love it. There's always message energy around people. There's always angels and loved ones and just things that are coming and flowing in and through you. So let's see what comes up for you. Okay. There's something here around, oh, this is beautiful. To let you know that you are seen. And there's something about, I know that there's feelings of maybe feeling invisible or unseen, or like, even somewhat of like, hey, don't look at me. Like maybe you have some struggles or things that you're going through or processing or thinking or feeling. And it's like, no, I'm just not going to make too much of I'm not going to make too much of a deal for people, or I don't want to make a scene. I don't want to cause a big fuss over me. And all of that is kind of sending this message that you're not seen, or that you don't need to be seen. And I just want to say, I see you, and you are seen, and you are loved. And the energy that I see around you right now is, I see like a big hug. I see these arms coming around you and like holding you, like coming in from behind, wrapping in like right here on both sides, and just like almost to where you're just being held. And it's just like this gentle, loving one that just comes in from behind and then just holds you. And then at the same time, sending this, like looking at you in the eyes and saying, I see you. I see the desires of your heart. I see the needs. I hear your prayers. And that's obviously not from me. But I hear your prayers, and I see what you're going through. I see you. I hear you. And I feel like there's a very beautiful, like just like the desires of your heart, like you have been faithful, like you're good, and your prayers have been heard, and they will be answered. So there's something there about your prayers will be answered, and whatever that might look like. It might be strength, it might be clarity, or it might be asking for miracles. Whatever that is, that your prayers have been heard, and that you will be answered, and that you are seen and loved. So sending love on that one. That was very tender. It was beautiful. And also to breathe. Even just hug your heart, rub your heart, love yourself, send your love, self-love. And then just breathe. Just, you're safe and you're loved. You're safe to be you. That's a message for all of us right there. You're safe to be you. Just breathe it in. You can just relax your heart and let it out. It's kind of scary sometimes to be seen and to have your heart on the outside so people can see it, because it feels very vulnerable and like you might get hurt. But that's also the place of like really rich and deep connection. Yes, it can hold pain when your heart is vulnerable, but that's also the sweetest parts too, that we all crave, that deep connection and love. And whoa, I just want to like waterworks, the little crying emoji where the little tears are like, whoa. That's what I feel like on the inside. The crying emoji. Oh, it's coming. Oh. Yeah. You're loved. You're seen. So put your heart out there, and we can just feel hearts. Okay. You are so welcome. Love it. Love it. All right, you guys, I just love you today. Thank you for watching. I love these broadcasts. I love the variety. Like I said, we have the one in our groups, the membership group, and the Awakening Spiritual Gifts groups on Tuesday. And then this one is for our page and our YouTube and our Develop Our Spiritual Gifts page. So these are our public pages in the YouTube. So I get to connect to people that I know a little bit better and more intimate and with the group. And then also I get new people here, and it's such a fun variety. So whether you're the first time here, first time watching, casually observer, or if you are frequently here and I just know you and I love you, I'm just grateful for all of you, and thanks for giving me this chance to serve you and to love on you. And if you can think of anyone else that could benefit from this, I always appreciate in also spreading the love, right? We're creating a tidal wave of light that washes over the planet. None of us are that tidal wave. It's all of us together. And so if you can think of anybody that you think would enjoy this, share the page or invite them to a group, invite them to membership, whatever it is. If someone comes to your mind today, please share it with them. Or share it on your page, or share it in a group, or message someone. Like, let's just spread some of this message out. And of course, I really appreciate that as well. So, all right, you guys have a beautiful day, and we'll catch you on the next one. So, send in love. Bye, everyone.